Okay, part 4. We finally made it here. And you know what? It's weird. I think I lost some momentum last week when they first introduced Nikki. And now I'm like, okay, come on, Nikki. And I think I lost some of my momentum at but somewhere in between part 3 and part 4 and Thanksgiving. Is it me? Hey guys, thanks so much for clicking on the video. This is my review for part 4 of Real Housewives of Potomac. This is season 6, the reunion. And something weird happened. Like, I was really all geeked up about Nicki Minaj being here and the whole 9 yards. Naturally, we went through all the things. She looks beautiful. All these things. She came in, guns a-blazing, with her questions and everything. We knew it was going to be a messy good time. But something happened. And I'm wondering, is it just with me or as a whole? How did you guys feel? So I'm going to definitely be checking out the comments and stuff to see, was it just me that lost some of my excitement? I really believe it had to do with the holiday. The fact that the holiday fell in there, and you know, Thanksgiving is just that. Thanksgiving is Thanksgiving. It's, you know, it's the first of the huge holidays, you know, because we get all the way to the end of the year, and that's when we have our huge holidays, my favorites anyway. So, you know, I think the whole, I don't know, something happened, child. We went from turkey dinner to, oh, Christmas trees. And somewhere in there, Miss Nikki got lost. Girl, I don't know. Anyway, but listen, let's just do this. It's part 4, Real Housewives of Potomac, season 6. Everybody's holding up pretty good except for Ashley's hair. Listen, now we already know that Nikki is a little fluid. And Nikki was over there bothering Miss Robyn. I said, what you over there bothering Robyn for, Miss Nikki? Knock it off, Miss Nikki. She over there bothering Robyn, honey. I said, she's Robyn. So are you having more sex with Juan, you know, now and all this? And then Robyn, you know, Robyn was waiting. Robyn has been waiting with bated breath to feel the way that she felt, to be able to have a conversation about her relationship that was positive and that made her smile. So Robyn Dixon, you absolutely owe Nicki Minaj one. You owe her one because she made you feel special. She did. She made you feel special. She bisexualized you. I said it. I said it. She came in there and she smoothed you over. She made you feel away. And then she, you know, you got to talk about Juan and it was all in your favor and you felt good about yourself. Then she asked you, she slid the questions right on in there about you and Giselle and whether or not y'all be getting down, you know, because again, Nikki is serving for those people that don't get the chance to ask their questions, and which is a lot of her barbs and others who are fans that, you know, don't actually get to ask the questions that they want to ask the way they want to ask them. And she slid those things in. Good job, Nikki. And then, but you know, Nikki does her Queen Talk Radio and all that. Nikki knows what she's doing. She knows how to interview. She knows how to get what out of you that she wants out of you. Then she slid right there and started flirting with Robyn. Told her, yeah, Robyn, you looking good, this, that, and the other. I said, I told her, she ain't never one of the boys, honey. She slipped it right in there. I said, girl. And then she kept going back. I thought it was funny. And she kept going back in and saying, like, well, it's, you know, as long as your girlfriend don't get mad, to about Giselle. So it was fun. It was lighthearted. It was smart. It was strategically placed. And we still got to throw it out there that everybody thinks the green-eyed bandits are lap sisters, honey. Everybody thinks it. It's like, whatever. I don't care, child, personally. Do I care if Robyn and Giselle be scissoring? I really don't. Child, listen, I think if they do, they need to do it more often so that they can stop being so goddamn evil half the time. But anyway, Nikki did a good job sliding all them things in there and then, you know, involving herself in the foolishness. Nikki, messy ass. Anyway, moving on. Then she went over there into that dark corner. Juan versus Michael. But they said, do you actually think that there is an actual attraction from Michael to Juan? Well, Nikki, you could have called me and asked me and I'd have told you yes. I don't give a goddamn what anybody's saying up there on that stage. Michael is dating Juan, and Juan is not. I don't think Juan is dating Michael, but Michael's definitely dating Juan. And Nikki, she stated, you know, I've never seen this before, this dynamic, and especially when it involves a black man. And she said a mouthful. She danced and she tiptoed and she got it out there correctly, you know. And listen, I am part of the LGBTQIA. I don't feel like there's a dance or a tiptoe needed. Listen, Michael on some bullshit and Juan is caught up in it. And I still say that at some point, this, y'all just remember, what is the date today? Y'all remember that we had this conversation where we have to go back and revisit if they keep staying on the air? Because we're going to revisit it one day. Because it's blatant. It's blatant. It's not a joke. It's not a joke. Michael likes that man. Michael, listen, I just told you. 49 years old. LGBTQIA to my bones. To my bones. I have never stated to what is a heterosexual man what I want to do to him sexually. Never. I would never do that. I would never do that. Now, I don't know where y'all want to put it. If you say it's privilege, if it's just boldness, I don't know where you want to put it. It's just, first of all, it's disrespectful. So that's the first part of it. It's disrespectful. It's disrespectful. And there really is, you know, here, we get ready to go here. Come on. Come to the room. We get ready to go there. Somebody gonna be mad. Somebody always mad at me. Who gives a damn? There's a responsibility. There's a responsibility that you hold being part of the LGBTQIA. And that's just all there's to it. You may not want it. There's a responsibility that we hold. We got to be real with us if we want people to be real with us. You understand? So, from the door, every day when I wake up, I know I am different than most of everybody else around me. Okay? I'm different. That's all why that's why I'm attached to the little letters and all that stuff, because I'm different. I'm different. Yes, I'm different. And then we celebrate the fact that we're different. Ain't no problem about me being different. I love my difference. The things that make me different, I celebrate them. I'm fine with me being different. But at the same time of knowing I'm different, I have to respect the space. Just like I want you to respect the fact that I'm different and don't be bothering me, I have to respect the fact that you are different than me. And I have to respect that space of yours as well. Now, the difference when it comes to homosexuality and heterosexuality is a sexual thing. It's a sexual thing. It's about feelings. It's about attraction. It's all those things. We have a responsibility, both heterosexuals and homosexuals alike. There are lines that really should not be crossed. And once we get that shit together, that's what the drama is. Because even it's not all cut and dry as like, it's not all just, you know, the blatant disrespect and the name calling and that stuff. No, there is some subliminal stuff. There is some just basic human stuff. Basic human stuff. Basic human respect of space that is required on both ends. Not just the heterosexuals, homosexuals alike. We call it spooking the trade. That's what it used to be called back in my day. What Michael's doing to Juan, that's called spooking the trade. You done got Juan, and I really don't find it fair to Juan. I really don't. I don't think it's fair. I've talked about this a bit throughout this. I don't think it's fair. I don't think it's cool. I don't find it as a key. I think it's very tacky, if you ask me, and it's very unfair. It's very unfair. And if it was going the other way around, it would be called harassment. I said it. If Juan kept walking around telling Michael, you know, I really want you to tear this knob up, it would be seen as harassment. It'd be seen as bullying. And it might catch you a Me Too charge. Just walking around and oh yeah, I will suck his, what? And Juan's being cool. But at what point? What point? See, because this is what my fear is. One day, y'all gonna catch Juan on the wrong day. And Juan's not gonna feel like being politically correct. He ain't gonna feel like it. And he may not laugh it off. He might just cuss his ass out. He might just go off. Might call him all about of his name. Michael has a tendency to overstep. We've seen him do it before. Michael gets all drunked up and Michael gets outside of himself. What day is going to happen in the future that Michael going to get drunked up? Because it's a possibility. If you sit on here and tell me that it ain't never crossed your mind and that it ain't no possibility that it would never happen, you're a liar. You're a liar and you're delusional. You're delusional. You're just wasting your time. Because Michael, again, we've seen Michael grab butts and different things like that. See, the stuff with Juan is a little different. You have gone, years down the road now. It's been years. Were we into the second year? Where you have literally spoken that you want to put this man's penis into your shaky teeth ass mouth. So, again, my fear, and this is my fear, I think Juan is spectacular. But I can't see Juan shrugging it off if Michael ever gets bold enough or drunk enough to decide to grab hold of the basketball players. You know. I think Michael might get what they call a good ass whooping. I don't think that Juan will laugh it off. And I think that Juan is just that secure with himself. I think he's just that secure with himself. But at that point, it will have actually reached such a climax. And the embarrassment of being in the public and this fool grab hold of your piece I think he would beat his ass. And we're going to have a whole mess on our hands. And once we get that mess on our hands, then what? Because it really all could be avoided. It's too much. It's too much. It's not funny. It just is stupid. And then I sat there and I watched on this episode as you're sitting there. Ashley's trying to say, oh, it's all just a joke. It's not a joke. Your man is a... It's not a joke. He spoke it because I would bet money out of my pocket. He spoke it because it's something he done before. You don't just randomly start talking about Blurp and Bird. You just don't. Just randomly. That was your random thought. I like him so much, I blurp his bird. Trust me, I'm never that random, sweetie. Never. Never that random. And Robyn don't think it really is a joke. Robyn said it tonight. Literally, she has leaned in. Her comfort is in one statement that she made to Nicki Minaj. Juan wouldn't let him. Juan won't let him. That's where she's resting her comfort level at. Now I'm going to be shady right here. Because again, I've told you all before, I don't think that Juan Dixon is suspect by any means. I just don't. But to sit and literally be resting all your comfort in that statement, Juan won't let him. Girl, those have been famous last words. Now that was the shade. That was the shade. I said it. I ain't taking it back. But I just think all of this needs to stop. I think it needs to stop before it goes somewhere where we can't reel it back in. Do you understand? Juan don't need that type of trouble. And you know, Michael will be so embarrassed and so mortified by not getting what he wants that he will use all his resources to try to destroy Juan. That would be very ugly. I'm just putting it out there. Y'all go ahead. Y'all have a ball. Tell me, James, you crazy. You ain't... I'll be crazy. I ain't taking it back. I said what I said. I've been feeling this way for a long time. It is what it is. And I'm definitely interested in my people who watch me. Tell me what you think. And again, I ain't going to fight with you. But again, if you think I'm crazy, I'm just going to have to take that one for the team, man. Crazy as hell. But it's what I see. It has been resting in my cranium for how long? It can really be avoided. I don't like this. I don't like this. I don't like it. I'm done. I'm done with this. I'm moving on. I'm moving on. Okay, so Karen. They were messing with Karen about her age. Karen said, I'm 58. I have no problem with that. I'm proud of my age. Me too, Karen. You know, I really don't have a problem with my age. I really laugh when people say things about age. As, you know, with me, I'm like, child, I don't care what you're talking about. I mean, I get it. I get it. Some people, they really have issues with that age thing, and I respect them. It's cool. But I love that Karen is like, I don't care about that. I don't care about that. And this is the thing. When they were talking about her, and Robyn said, you know, you do look better now. You look younger, more youthful now than you did in season 1. And maybe they did that side by side. I said, oof. And it's the truth. I remember in season 1, I wasn't nice. I told y'all from the first beginning, when I said Karen Huger, I thought she looked like a witch. And that mole wasn't making it better. She gave me Hansel and Gretel's grandma. And over time, she's had different little fillers and different things like that. She has stylists, better glam team and all of this, better makeup and hair and all these things. She looks phenomenal. She looks fantastic, and she does it. When you see it, I'm not going to take back what I said. I didn't find her attractive. I found her to look matronly, and she did look like a witch in season 1. But right now, Karen Huger looks like money. She looks like money well damn spent, and that is what it is. Child, it is what it is. I said it. You look great. Damn it. She really does. She looks good. So, no, at 58, you don't need to feel no type of way, sis, at all. You're a different Karen. She stated that, like, I was truly a housewife and mother at that time. Now, she is a businesswoman that is in an industry which requires her to have a different type of look, a different vibrance about her. She's a different Karen, and it's cool. That's the good thing about life. If you keep on living, you can change as many times as you want. I personally, when it comes to the age thing, listen, I had a little bout with cancer at 44, and, you know, I was 43. I didn't even know if I was going to make it to 44. So here I am at 49. The age thing, every time I get older, child, it's a key, honey. It's a key for me. So I don't care what nobody say about how old I am. How old I am, every time I get a year older, guess what I'm doing? Hashtag winning. So I don't care nothing about that nobody say about age, baby. Come on January 9th, and I'll be 50, and I'll be laughing and dancing on these hoes, honey. Say, girl, I done did it again, honey. I done did it again. So I don't care nothing about it, child. But all those who do have little issues with age, child, we respect you, but you need to knock it off, honey. Every day is a blessing, honey. Definitely better time on top of the dirt rather than under the dirt or laying beside the dirt or blowing in the damn wind, honey. Y'all better get over that mess, honey. But again, you know, we'll respect you. You got a problem about age, child, try not to hurt your feelings too much. Anyway, moving on. But Karen looks good. She really, really does. And when Robyn said, yeah, I think she looked like she's in her 60s back then. And she did. And she did. I thought she had a gingerbread house, honey, and I wasn't going nowhere near no oven, honey, when she was involved. I said, I don't trust her, honey. That's Hansel and Gretel's grandma, honey. Nope. Moving on. This is something that happened during the break. Wendy and Eddie. And I don't know why, for some reason, this came across sexy to me. It really did. You know, we laugh about Wendy kind of pushing Eddie around. You know, Eddie's soft-spoken, and Wendy's a little more extra, you know. But they were going into a break, and Wendy says to Eddie, she said, and I don't even know if y'all caught it, but I did. She said, you okay, babe? And he was like, he's like, yeah. She says, come. And he walked over to her. I don't know what it was in that moment with that. That was so sexy to me. That was so sexy. Listen, don't judge me. But that whole interchange, that whole thing with them two, that was so sexy to me. I said, Miss Wendy, you had better. See, well, I guess that has to do with maturity. I don't need to see your pain. You know, that's not sexy. That's just your pain. Or your titties hanging out. That's not sexy. That shit right there. You okay, babe? Come. That right there, that's sexy. That's the type of stuff that'll have your drawers behind the couch. And you be like, I know I had some drawers on when I came in here. I don't know where they went. That, for me, that's 49 o'clock. Anyway. All right, but I caught that. Tell me in the comments, did y'all catch that? Or am I just heated up for no reason? That was so sexy to me. Moving on. So, Wendy, right after you did that, then you got out of order. You doing too much. What you read Nikki's cards for? Keep your hands off of people's stuff. You're not supposed to read the cards. You just you overstepped, sis. You overstepped. But I get it. Your mother oversteps. And you know, I see a lot of your mom and you things that you can't stand about your mom, Wendy. You know, them little things that cower you down in the corner about your mom. You do some of the same stuff. We're just a small thing. Reading her cards, you had no business put your hands on her cards at all. We want the interview. We want the shock. We didn't. Ain't nobody told you to prep for no interview. This ain't CNN, girl. This is Real Housewives of Potomac. This is RHOP, not CNN. We don't prep. We just read the question, and you look shocked by the question, and it's fun for everybody. Got it? Keep your damn hands off of people's cards, Wendy. Anyway, but that's just classic Wendy, doing too much. Moving on. Out of order. Mia. I knew Nikki was going to get Mia. When she said, girl, we playing semantics. She said, that fool said, I don't think it's a strip club unless you like ordering chicken wings. So if you eat prime rib, then it ain't no strip club, even though somebody's still flinging their legs and sweat is dripping off of their cat onto your prime rib, honey. Child Nikki was like, girl, you sound crazy. Yes, she does. Girl, shut up, Miss Mia. Anyway, of course, I knew, and Wendy was nervous about how Nikki was going to come. She asked her, you know, did you get the butt done? Because Eddie was allegedly following a bunch of booty models on IG. And she, I did not, you're getting caught up in that question. Just let it go. Just let it go. I didn't even feel like going back and forth with it. You're getting caught up in it and you're looking crazy. Just be quiet. Moving on. Candace is then put on the spot by Nicki Minaj. This, Candace, was your moment. This was your moment. And you caught it. You got it together, but you were failing miserably. You were failing miserably. When Nicki Minaj stands in front of you and she says to you, sing something. And not only just sing so, well, one, I didn't have a problem with the fact that you didn't know your numbers right off the top of your head. And it really is a lie. You know your numbers, heifer. You knew your numbers, but you knew they weren't impressive. As, you know, standing up there, if we'd have put your numbers up against Ashley, then you would have been blurting those numbers out all over Ashley's face. But sitting in front of Nicki Minaj, those numbers meant nothing. Those numbers meant nothing, child. Nothing. And you were lying, and that's okay. But I was like, whatever. I ain't gonna hold you too much to the fire for that. But when Nicki Minaj, or anyone of her caliber, more or less Nikki, says to you, Candace, I want you to sing something a cappella because I know you used some. She asked you a question, led you in. Now, she walked you in. She walked you in. This was your Queen Radio moment. You used auto-tune when you were recording. If you and your manager came up into my place and a record label, and she stated, I have a record label. If you came to me and we're talking, what are you leading out with? And you say, I'm leading out with my vocal ability. And she's so interesting because you did use auto-tune and Drive Back. Now, she's speaking about your song. She knows your song. Speaking about it. That says something. And then she asked you, well, I'm going to need you to sing some of that a cappella for me. And your ass got to heaven and hawing. Can I tell you how badly I wanted to smack Candace in the back of her head and make her wig shoot down like this? I wanted to smack her in the back of her head so bad. I was like, are you serious right now? If Nicki Minaj is asking you to sing, this is your moment. Do you know what could happen? Really quick and instantaneously, you could break out and say, you just hit it. You just hit it. And go to singing. You make me want to drive back. Drive back. You should just bust out and start singing. You done sung that hook 900,000 times. You should have just, even when I get an attitude, you should have been singing. all this hemming and hawing and people having to coax you and, oh, I think I want to sing a gospel song. Don't I want to hear no gospel song? Anybody ask you for no gospel song? Oh, she said sing Drive Back. She asked you for a specific song. Your song. And you hemming and hawing. She could have literally just said, you know what? I want you to do a feature. I want you to do a hook for me. What do you think the chances are now? Do you think that Nicki Minaj has time to be in a studio trying to coax you and gear you up? No. If she decides to go lay a track, she needs you to get right on over there and do your part. She don't have no time to be coaxing you about. Girl, that could have been the interview that you may never get again. And I wanted to smack you in the back of your head and shift your wig forward. That was so stupid. And then Chris, what the hell is wrong with you, Chris? What is going on? I don't know what was in that bottle of whatever that was you was drinking, but it had you acting stupid. You come up there fussing about the line of questioning, which you should have been yelling at her. If you were going to yell at her, one, you should have did it there, period. But if you were going to yell at her about something, all that coaxing that needed to be done, that was what the yelling should have been about. Chris, I'm going to have to say, you know I like you and all that good stuff, but I'm going to have to tell you one last time for the season. Chris Bassett, shut up! Andy was proud like a new father all over again. He came over there and got Chris together like she did wonderful. She had the whole place there, and she did. She nailed it. Once they coaxed her into it, Candiace, you nailed it. You nailed it. You sound really good. But that coaxing, if you stay ready, you never, ever have to get ready, Candace. Let it be a lesson to you. Anyway. Now, one thing I'm going to say I wasn't crazy about is, and Mia, you was hating. You were hating, and I mean you were hating hard, and it didn't look good on you at all. It didn't look good on you at all. You looked really crazy hating like that on Candace and the whole thing with the music. Get on out of here. Shut up, Mia. But Nikki trying to tell, well, all of them trying to tell Candace how to deal with her mother. I was like, mother-daughter relationship, you all, shh. Nobody tells you. No one can tell me how to deal with Miss Patty. Nobody. And the truth of the matter is, you all have seen how I've dealt with people. Anybody who's been following me for any amount of time on YouTube, you know how I deal with people. And I know you all know I don't deal with my mother the way I deal with people on YouTube. So, don't overstep. Don't try to tell me how to deal with my mother. Don't ever do it. End scene, end season. Listen, hit the comments. Thank y'all for hanging out 4 episodes later. I love y'all even when we fighting, child. I will catch you guys next season. Later.